Hi everyone, welcome to another ICC 15 minutes plus 10 recording. I'm playing jobba 1616. Took a long time to get this pairing, only about 10 minutes. So I am thinking maybe for next time I will play in the auto pairing, maybe 25 minutes. I'll have to think about it. Maybe it's just a fluke and it's a bad time to be seeking a 15-10 game. Usually it's quicker. So never mind that. This is also probably one of my last recordings for a few weeks. I'm gonna be very busy, so hopefully it'll be an instructive moment and something that will help me prepare for my tournament that's coming mid-May. Okay, so it already looks pretty good. People don't usually play e5 on me here. They usually just take back, and I get to play bishop takes. When they push e5, usually the move you want to play is d5. So I might do that. I'm not sure there is anything better. So we'll go for that. This is kind of in spirit of the positions of the repertoire that I play, which is available in Chessable. So let's see. Okay. Well, I'm gonna play this just once again in the spirit of the positions I'm familiar with. That's what you're supposed to do. See what he comes up with. Okay, so usually you play check here. It probably still is the best move.
Check.
I know I said it's probably my last recording for the next few weeks, until my tournament mid-May. But if I do get the time, I will try and play a few more games, because every time I play a game lately, it seems to me they're very useful in improving my repertoire and just getting better. So if I can, I'll fit a few more in. Otherwise, this will be the last one for a few weeks. So let's see what happens. He defends with the bishop. Could probably take and get the bishop there. Granted, his bishop doesn't look great, but then I have to do something, because otherwise my bishop on b4 is undefended. I could play queen to e7 perhaps. That could work. Because my knight on e4 is kind of nice, right? So maybe it's better if it stays there and queen to e7 is played. Kind of like the look of queen to e7, just getting my queen off the back rank so that I can connect my rooks eventually. Maybe I can even castle queenside if I do that. I'm gonna go for that. See what happens. Obviously he can't take, because he would lose his bishop. I've been playing quite a bit of blitz in the last few weeks. Alright, it's my move again. See you later. Okay, let's see. I still don't want to take. Kind of like the look of bishop to g4. Castles could be good as well. No messing around. Bishop to g4 is immediately. Oh, actually, it's not really doing that much. Well, I don't want to castle queenside because maybe he takes that knight, and I'm in trouble with my king exposed. Might just castle kingside. It might be more important to do that. Yeah, let's do that. Can't be wrong, I don't think. My knight on e4 looks nice, that's why I don't really want to trade it. So yeah, my next move now would be bishop to g4, I think. If he lets me. I still don't care about him doubling my pawns on c6. I don't think I care, because then I get the open b file, which might be nice. He plays knight to c3. What will I do then? Then it's probably time to trade. Take the knight with my knight, okay, or with my bishop. Interesting. I mean, I have to do something about a knight because he's attacking d5. That's not pleasant. I'm thinking of taking with a knight. He gets an open b file, but I might be able to get the c4 square for my knight after all the trades are done. Might be good. If I take with the bishop and he takes back with a pawn, I'm not convinced my knight there is gonna be good because he'll push his bishop back and then I don't want him to take that, so I'm gonna take like this. Okay, I need to speed up with the time a little bit, maybe talk a little bit less. He's got a pretty big time advantage. I think my position is good though. Okay, so now I have to push my bishop back. What about to a3? Kinda wanted to go back to e7, but I can't, can I? I don't want my bishop to go to a5 because that's where I want my knight. What about to a3? I mean, can he really get my bishop there somehow? I'm not convinced. He probably should take my knight because my next move is knight to a5. Also, I was gonna say I reached an all-time high rating in Blitz. I'm over 1800 in chess.com, which is pretty cool. Hasn't happened to me before, so and the sole, I think, method of achieving that has been obviously opening theory, studying via Chessable, which helps me, get decent positions out of the opening pretty quickly. But moreover is time management, just watching my time because I play 3-minute blitz without increments. Just being aware that wasting too much time and pick a move. Just non-blundering move sometimes is better than deliberating for too long, because once you go down in time on that time control, even if you up queen, you're going to lose. And yeah, so I think I've gotten better at watching my time, which is great. And yeah, I'll keep you updated on that. Might blog about it again. Okay, he's finally taking some time, which is good. Okay, he's going straight for that. Huh. That's very interesting. It's probably a good move. He stopped me from getting my knight involved going there, so now I can play knight to a5. And his pawns are gonna start moving, his center pawns. I'm just thinking right now, maybe knight to b4 somehow is working. Not convinced. I think I'm gonna take, and then just see what happens, to be honest. I guess if he takes my knight now, I'm gonna have triple pawns, which is great for him. So let's see if he does that. I wonder if I had any better moves. Okay, he doesn't want to do that. That is good for me. What about bishop to g4 now? Just trying to win the d4 pawn. I want to do that. So White's position looks kind of good right now based on his mobile center pawns. If I could block them, I'd be happy. But they look menacing right now. If I can win one of those pawns, I'm happy with my position. If he gets them moving, gets them rolling, might be uncomfortable. I mean, otherwise my 3 to 1 pawn majority on the king side should just win me the game. So, yeah, let's see what happens here. He can probably play d5 straight away. Well, actually no, because then he loses his e5 pawn. Well, yeah, he does, doesn't he? Maybe not. Not entirely. I don't like that he can play bishop to g5 quite easily. Oh, but I can play queen to b4, attacking his bishop. I kind of want to have my knight on d5. But that's not gonna be possible. Where is it? Queen to a4. That's a problem. Maybe rook to d8. Rook 8 to d8. Could be fine. Let's do that. Well, bishop to g5 now becomes an even bigger pain in the ass, doesn't it? It really, really quite does. Ah, can't even play f6. I'm not liking bishop to g5. I guess I can just take the bishop, and then he takes, and I take his queen, and we're essentially equal. I think. Yeah, so that could be okay for now. Not an easy position right now. A lot of tension. I don't like that my bishop on a3 is undefended. Well, it's not undefended, but it could easily become undefended. I think I meant my bishop on g4 is undefended. Okay, so I have to take that bishop, right? So if I take his bishop, he takes with a knight, I take his queen, he takes my bishop. I'm winning a pawn, I think. Obviously I don't want to take his knight first, because then he wins a rook, I believe. Take his knight first. He takes my queen, I take his queen, he takes my rook. I got a knight and a queen, he has a queen and a rook. No, that's not good, so I have to take his knight, I believe, his bishop. And then he takes my queen, I take his queen. He takes my bishop. We're equal, right? But then I win a pawn as well, so let's do that. I think it's okay. I'm not gonna spend more time before I get into too much time trouble. He has to take my queen, so I'm gonna take his queen. Let's use this opportunity to see how many games Jobba has played. It's 2,296 games, top rating 1946. How many games have I logged? So for me, we got 48 games now, peak rating of 1748. I've won 31, I've lost 15, and I've drawn 2. It's not too bad. Hopefully it gets better though. So I don't know why he's taking such a long time. I really don't know what he can do here, other than taking my queen. I don't think there is any in-between moves that don't lose him a piece. So now the question becomes, do I take on d4 with knight or with the rook? I'm thinking with knight, just kinda keeping my rook on that file. Yeah, the file. File? Rank? No, file. I think I'm messing things up here. A bit tired today. Anyway, if I take with my knight though, it's not obvious how he is ganging up on that knight. And once I move my knight away, I can easily like fight for control of that file. I think if I take my rook, he takes my rook. I take his rook. He plays with his I can just plant my knight there, though. Can I? I might take with a rook. Because I can always just play c5 and keep my knight firmly planted there. Or bishop back to c5. If I take with a knight and then I play h6 though, that could be good. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'll take with a knight. h6 is my next move. Hoping he plays knight back to f3 and so I'm out of that exchange. Can also play bishop back to c5 if we wanted to. I really just would like to exchange all the pieces now, because my pawns would just begin to kick ass without any pieces. My A, B, and C pawns, they are forced to be reckoned with as soon as I start moving out the board. Maybe he should play something like f4. I'm not convinced though, because then bishop to c5 might be a really good move. Just forcing his king to kind of step to h1. Okay. That is annoying. h6 is not quite working because he takes on f7. Yeah, that's nasty. I don't want to lose a piece with check, so I'm gonna have to take that. And once he takes back with a knight, presumably, and I take, it's still material equality, isn't it? But it's opposite color bishops, and not a very pleasant position. But I think it's my only choice. I guess I could take with a pawn as well first. No, I think I should take with. If I take with a knight, take with a pawn. So you're going to take with the pawn. I have to just play something. I'm running out of time. If he takes my rook first, maybe I can play knight takes on d8. Yeah, I could take that. I can see how this could go wrong for black. Definitely. I am up a pawn, and well, am I up 2 pawns? I'm up 2 pawns right now, but he's gonna get one back. And then it would appear that my 3 pawns on the king side, sorry, on the queen side, would be better than his. But with opposite color bishops, that might not mean anything. Hopefully, I can get ahead on time for once. He seems to be doing well in that department. Every time he gets close to what I have, he makes a move. And he's taking his time now, so finally I got some slight time edge. So let's think. He takes with a bishop. I can just take back. It doesn't look like too terrible an occasion. He takes with a knight. I can also just take, and after he plays check, I'm gonna have to play king to h8. If he takes an f7 somehow though, might be a different scenario. Might not work for him though. So he probably needs to just take the knight, and I'm happy that he's taking his wild hand. The longer he takes, the more chance I have of hopefully achieving something here, a win, based on time advantage. So think away. I would really like to get my ICC rating up. Seems a bit odd that I could be rated 1870 almost on FIDE, but only 1738 here. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna pre-move that just in case he takes my rook first. That would be
check.
Okay. He does do that. So my king is in a pretty hideous position. But I could be okay. If he doesn't take my rook, I might play bishop back to d6, and then b6, and good luck to him trying to break that down. And then I can regroup and take it from there. Let's remove that in case he goes for that. Hmm. What if I play something like bishop to c5 and then rook to d2? That might make it really hard for him to do anything. Might be able to do that. Bishop c5. Bishop c5, rook c1, b6, rook c2, and he's kind of saving himself. Rook to d2 immediately, rook to e1, and then bishop to c5. How's he getting out of that? So rook to d2, rook to e1, bishop to c5. I'm not sure how he is meeting me, so I'm gonna do that. Let's do that. Maybe you can play something like rook to b1, at which point bishop to c5, he takes the pawn on b7. And, okay. Well, I don't think that was a good move. Just because I think his king is pretty stuck now. Whenever he moves his king away, I'm winning a pawn. And an important one because I'm already up some pawns here. So I think time pressure is getting to him. And once again, we go back to the importance of time management, as I was saying. I've been mindful about making sure that I'm ahead on time. And it's going to pay its dividends now, I think. He only has 26 seconds left. I have 3 minutes. Unless he starts playing perfect chess now somehow. I mean, that's a good move because I wanted to play g5 myself, which is not going to happen. Not really happy playing g6. I could just play h6 and then g5 maybe, but I think h5 is going to be his next move. So maybe just g6. Could be okay for now. My pawn on h7 could be fine later. Let's do that. I'm going to play h6 later. So now I'm thinking h6. He can escape the pin now, can he? That is true. Didn't think of that. Okay. I can pin him on f4 now. I'm gonna send him back first, though, I think. Oh, he just blocks with his rook, though. So do I pin him again and try and play against f4? Might be a good idea. Let's do it. Make it difficult. Yes, 10 seconds to move. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking just doing this might work. Well, then he gets to attack my g pawn. He's gonna get to attack my g pawn anyway. Well, he gets to attack both my pawns. I'm gonna play it like this. And I'm gonna start pushing my own pawns on the other side now. I mean, my king can stay here. I think this way he will always just lose his f pawn if he tries anything funny. So now I think I can start pushing these pawns. So maybe like this. b5. b5, a5. Would a4 work? a4, I might do a4 or b4. Not a4, because otherwise it's never happening, is it? b4, b4, and then b3. b3 he takes, I take, he wins a pawn, right? b4, and then c5. I'm gonna try that. If he plays bishop to d7, I can take his pawn and then take back the bishop. Although then he okay. So now I still can't take, can I? I think I'm playing okay. Okay, so now I can win that, which is what I'm gonna do, I think.
Check.
Okay, he resigns. Okay, good game. 1749 rating, and is that my new highest? It is. So I've hit a new highest on ICC as well. Brilliant. Let's quickly look at the game. I'm gonna analyze it immediately with the computer today. A bit of a rush. A bit tired. So up to here, following book lines that are available in Chessable. But usually white takes here with the pawn. That's the main move, I think. Yeah, the computer says c takes on d4. After they do that, d5 is the best move as I suspected. Bishop b5, knight e4, all fine. C takes, bishop e4
Check.
check, bishop back to e7 it says. Okay, so that's my mistake. So at this point, I kind of felt that taking with a knight is wrong, but at the same time, I didn't recognize that preserving my bishop, or castling it seems, is better. I mean, if I castle and he takes here, I have to take here. Okay. Yeah, I have the bishop here. I suppose that looks decent. So this is a mistake. And white stands a bit better now. So I lost my opportunity after playing well for the first, 9 moves. So everything so far has been ideal for black. And here is a mistake or an inaccuracy, I don't know. I'm gonna have a look, see if I can find an improvement. Because yeah, after this it felt like white had a slight edge. And that's a proper mistake, so I have to take with the bishop for some reason. Why? Because of bishop d3. So I guess he has a really nice attack on my king side because of his pawn on e5, which he missed. By choosing the wrong plan, he plays, he makes his pawns weak. Yeah, I suppose if he just comes back with a bishop, how am I ever getting to the c3 pawn? Meanwhile, he's attacking my king. That makes sense. But I guess the mistake comes from where I moved the queen to e7. And this will be good to look over, and I'm going to try to, because it looks like one of those instructive moments I've been looking for. So yeah, now the game is in my favor, and I don't know if I took the best advantage of that. Rook a to d8, I did find a good move it seems, and bishop g5 is his best move, really. Wow. I guess he had no more. I mean, I haven't really thought what else he could do here. I mean, what about something like this? Bishop takes, bishop takes, bishop to b2. I don't know if I would have seen that. So rook b1, bishop takes on d4. I don't know about that. I mean, that's a hard continuation to see. He did this though, and this is easier to see. Little tactic. And apparently rook takes on d4 is better there. I'm not sure why. Take this. Knight takes is the only move. Bishop takes, apparently. But he does this.
Check.
So yeah, black is slightly better here, but because opposite colored bishops are on the board, it's still unclear whether black can win with that advantage. But I played well, I think, here, and bishop c5 is better than what I did, apparently, because he can just do f4 straight away here. Okay, but what about this, 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 and then this, g5. Okay, well, that is something I considered. I didn't know where to go for it or not. He does this, and then he makes a mistake here because he lets me play bishop c5. I let him off though, I must say. Rook to d3 check. I did think of that. I
Check.
thought though, he does this,
Check.
would be equal, and it is equal. So if I do
Check.
this, and he does this, I have to play rook to d4. That's really, really unclear to me why black is any better. So I did what was clear to me, which was pin his pawn again and make it difficult for him to play and play on the time. And yeah, again, he gives me an opportunity to paralyze him. Yeah, what black is a pawn and a half better off here is very, very good. b5 was the best move there. That's great. Just start advancing. So now I'm almost 2 pawns better off, and it's really, really tough for him. Even if he had time, I would fancy my chances here, just because I have 3 pawns advancing here, and I think I did it the right way. Let's see. Yeah, it looks good. c5, all good. And yeah, here, after I take on f4, it's game over, because look, he's almost a whole rook down.
Check.
Thanks to my pawns. Basically, if he takes, my plan was to just take here, put my rook behind my pawns, and march them up. And yeah, he had almost no time, so he resigned. Yeah. Okay, so good game. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll get to record a video or a couple videos before the tournament in May. If not, I'll see you sometime in May. Bye bye.